Hey, the Twilight will come in. Hey, Boondock Scene, some dude Tempest. Hey, Rotorstone. Doing alright? Oh. Hey, Breadfan, welcome in. Hey, T-Bro, thank you, thank you. Unfortunately, no, this is This past week for me was so busy between my work and other stuff. This is actually my first time playing a video game in any way since I last streamed, which is kind of nuts, but it happens sometimes. There's a bad ROM. Is it like the European or Japanese version or something? Because I played the Castlevania Advance Collection a couple weeks ago and had issues. Yeah, yeah, our friend the Log4j vulnerability was definitely part of that. For anyone fortunate enough to not know what that means, it's just a really big security vulnerability in a lot of business software that was discovered about a week ago. People that work in IT had a lot of patching and stuff to do. That's weird, Rotor Storm. I had no problems at all with any of the Castlevania Advance games. I played on the PS4 version, if that makes any difference. What do you mean the peeping ISOL doesn't work, though? I remember using the peeping ISOL when I played to find some of the secret rooms in Aria. Well, excuse me, it's usually a combination of two things. One is how much after hours stuff I have to do, and then two is just how just intense some of the IT stuff I work on is, as far as how much energy I have afterwards for doing other stuff that isn't just pure relaxation. Well, that's really weird, because I do specifically remember using the peeping ISOL and it worked, so like I said, I was playing on the PS4 version for if that matters. Thanks LB45 Plant. Dub. Yeah, I used to know what the conversations actually meant, because when I played the HD remaster when it came out, I did actually translate the Dudbear language just so that I could say I'd done it once, although I've forgotten all of it. If you mean to marathons, I do want to try submitting Mystic Quest to Questing for Glory at least one more time. Beyond that, I don't really have too many ambitions. Like, I'll probably keep submitting the Final Fantasy Legend for GDQ until my submission video gets too old, and then give up if it still hasn't gotten in. And I might submit this game to something too if an opportunity presents itself, but still not really feeling just like super gung-ho about doing runs for marathons or anything at the moment. Hey, RPG chick. You had yourself a nice week. Yeah, it's coming up in about 3-ish weeks or so. I want to say it's the second full week of January. I'm not running anything or commentating for anything this time around, but I'll definitely be watching. Thanks, Seifu. Thanks, Naramaki. Thing I will definitely say for the non-Levantine route is that if you're intending to reset over bad weapon drop luck, you can do so before having to sell lamps, because you do your dive into Eve Caverns to get an axe before selling the lamps. Yeah. It's kind of a quote-unquote nice coincidence that I was working stage tech during Niram's FF6 New Game Plus run. Oh, thanks, Fefurian. Appreciate it. Yeah, I might do some more free enterprise after New Year's. We'll see. Right now, I've just had much more of an itch for doing vanilla game speedruns. There's a Bravely Default 2 randomizer somehow. Somehow I'm not surprised. No, I've never actually streamed Worlds Collide. I played it like twice or so casually off stream. Doesn't interest me quite as much as FF4 Free Enterprise. Hey! Let's waste some of that by picking the wrong text option. That was a 1 out of 8 drop chance I got first try, by the way. Wow. Oh. Okay. I was about to prematurely that was a nice fight before it teleported, but fortunately it didn't punish me for thinking it was dead when it had like 1 HP left. Alright, well this should be a pretty nice gold split here between getting the Levantine drop first try and having a no special attack boss fight. I'm a little annoyed that happened too in this run too, because I had a very, very busy last week, and this is literally my first time playing a video game at all since the last time I streamed this. So yeah, like save state practice I know I still need to do for several sections of this run still hasn't happened yet. I don't really have like a really strong favorite mana game. As far as like my favorite mana game casually, I'd probably say Trials of Mana HD. Yeah, I saw him yeah, I saw him doing a dragon run that I'm assuming turned into a fairy run because he didn't get the drop. I went to make food, and then when I came back, he had switched to fairy. Yeah, I wish I knew too just how that guy can move as cleanly as he does in this game. Well, this is not the kind of pace I was expecting to be on, to be honest, given that I think I got second try Levantine drop in my PB, and then I had a really bad Brave Blade drop, so I was expecting to be behind at this point. Hey Kim, welcome in. Hey, the 7, like you think. We got some very, very beautiful RNG that's probably going to go to waste so far just because of this being my literal first time playing any kind of video game since the last stream I did of this last weekend. I debated doing Mystic Quest instead tonight, but decided to keep at this just to keep working on building muscle memory for the map navigation, if nothing else. Why Golbez isn't a random character? If you made in free enterprise, I think that's because the kind of the spirit of free enterprise is that it's about randomizing your goal for the game instead of randomizing your tools for beating the game, which is a huge part of why I like it a lot, and why it's the only RPG randomizer I have any real interest in playing multiple times. So having Golbez be a playable character would be making a fairly significant change to just how how playable characters and party compositions work. Messiah is a playable character in the normal game. He's just only playable for a pretty small portion of the normal game story. Yeah, like there's another randomizer for FF4 called Lunarian Shuffle that is pretty different from Free Enterprise, and that one does let you play as Golbez potentially, and I remember watching the Crow, who's the developer for that randomizer, having to make some of the art assets for Golbez himself. Yeah, I know some of the like major tournaments for Free Enterprise have taken Foo out just because getting Foo early can be pretty game breaking. What? No! Thought I was on the next screen. Well, that's unfortunate. Pretty huge time loss, unfortunately. Probably going to be behind now. Oh wow, nice Hyperion up here. Have to redo like 4 fights now. That was honestly one of the big inspirations for me to get back into playing retro games too, was seeing streams of like FF4 and FF6 and like NES games and stuff on, at the time, Ustream. The latest new RPG I've played is Bravely Default 2, which I enjoyed a lot. No, I haven't played any Suikoden games yet. I'm gonna fix that someday. And before that, I played Tales of Berseria, which is the first Tales game I've ever played. That was also a lot of fun. Thanks, Jafo. Dude, I do have digital copies of the first two Suikodens on my PS3. If and when I get around to playing one, I'll probably start with the second game, because I know that's a lot of people's favorite in the series. Oh, nice. I think annual playthroughs of favorite games, I think, is always cool. Kind of my closest equivalent to that is Parasite Eve. It's a game I used to speedrun quite a while ago, and don't really have interest in speedrunning competitively anymore, but I always find it fun to do like one run a year or so. Yeah, I think this game kind of slipped under a lot of people's radar because of being on the PS1. The only Mana game that was. I remember renting it around when it came out, but I didn't actually beat it until many years later. Oh, come on. The game gave me what I think is a pretty nice aggravator fight, too, despite that moronic time loss in the dungeon. Yeah, Parasite Eve. I don't know if I played it last year, but yeah, I try to play it once a year. somewhat around Christmas if I can, because the game takes place on Christmas Eve. Man, that would have been a another fat gold split if I hadn't had to redo half the dungeon. Casually, my favorite story arc is the Jumi storyline, and then at least as of now for speedrunning, it's the Fairy storyline. Hey, Himleamer, thanks for the luck. How'd the rest of your attempts go? Well, as far as I know, there is no official word on a Chrono Cross remake yet. There's like some leak or something that's supposed that a lot of people are putting a lot of stock into, but I'm not really going to believe it until it's announced. If there is a Chrono Cross remake, I hope it's done kind of like the remakes of this game and Saga Frontier that came out this year, where it's you get some like nice quality of life features added and turned into widescreen, but otherwise not really fundamentally changing what the game is. Although, I guess also to be fair, I think Chrono Cross could use some fairly major changes. But I don't really know what I would do to try to change the game without kind of just making a new game from scratch too. I would assume probably the Another World theme. That's way more soothing than the Homeworld theme. It's got a very melancholy feeling to it, but yeah, it's also just very chill and soothing. Nice luck on the beast egg, at least. Well, I mean, that's not really a bad thing if you ask me. I mean, the Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross are just so different, both for story and gameplay reasons, that diving straight into Chrono Cross without playing Trigger, I don't think you're really missing out on a ton. Oops, I still need to get Mambo. I'll do that after this. The remaster's pretty good. It's a really nice remaster in the sense that it doesn't really like fundamentally change what the game is. This makes it playable on modern platforms and has a couple nice quality of life features. Gonna skip my split here because otherwise this would be a fake gold. Should be doing this on the way there. Yeah, it's an interesting... Yeah, I've never really thought about that, but yeah. Vegas is kind of unique in that regard. Yeah, so a couple months ago there was some kind of announcement about how there was going to be a patch for the Legend of Mana HD remaster that, among possibly other things, was going to make the font from the original PS1 version an option. I've heard nothing about that since, and that was like months ago. Yeah, and you really don't want to pick the first option on that question because then you get to see that cool animation again. What is this thing doing? Because if you agree to leave, then he teleports out with the same animation, and then you have to leave and come back. Yep. I did that in one of my first runs. I think it's at least like a 20-25 second time loss, if not more, if you pick the first option. Yeah, this is I believe the worst split in my PB, at least for execution type stuff. I know I forgot to equip the Blade Blade before Sierra. But then again, I also did get lost in the underworld in the Crimson Dragon segment, so maybe that was costlier. Agenda tonight is 2 runs of this. That's what I've been doing the past couple of weeks. Short enough run that do back-to-back isn't terribly long. Still have not actually gotten this first try ever. Not even in practice. Just like with the Levantine sword in the underworld, we're going for a 1 out of 8 drop here. But with this, you get 2 chances at it per fight. Hey, Delicious, thank you, thank you. Yeah, they drop a good sword called the Brave Blade, which I'm farming for right now. I've gotten their not as good drop, the Throat Slitter, twice now, which is an axe weapon. And there's number 3. This was really, really slow in my PB too, so... And it looks like it will be again tonight, too. Alright, there we go. I know for this conversation, the penalty for picking the first option isn't really that bad. I think it's just that Sierra points at you one extra time, wastes like 2 seconds. I think that is definitely nice too, is that it is always the same option in these elevators. No matter where you're going. Oh yes, I mean, that's what I think is kind of just an unfortunate reality of how making PS1 games worked. Is that having a like a highly detailed, having these gorgeous, highly detailed pre-rendered backgrounds means that there's a lot of loading screens to load them in, and because of like memory limitations, they can't really have a whole lot of map loaded in memory at once. So just you have a lot of very small screens that are separated by a lot of loading screens. Yeah, that took some getting used to for me, but not really that much. It's especially easy with this game too, given that there aren't really that many chests in this game that have like what I'd consider like really good loot in them. It's pretty much all like equipment, forging, ingredients, and stuff like that. When you start to speedrun RPGs, you just kind of really come to appreciate just extreme efficiency. Like you're only picking up items that you expressly need, and you know going into it what you need and why. I think there's a lot of beauty in that. Like a really clean and optimized route through a RPG speedrun. Nice! No thunder breath. Yeah, Fepurian. I think the dragon storyline especially, I think, has some of the best sprite work in the game, too, with the dragons that you fight as bosses. So far, at least, I think that the boss fights in the speedrun are more interesting in the fairy storyline, but just as far as the sprite work, I think the dragon storyline bosses look better. Alright, so I should be ahead now just because of, mostly just because of lost luck, I'd say. I don't think this cutscene is over a minute long. No, I've never played Legend of the Dragoon casually. Kind of surprises me, honestly, how many requests to speedrun it I get, too, given that it's a somewhat obscure game, as I understand it. Yeah, yeah. It was a horrible Brave Blade and horrible menuing. Although I intentionally skipped my field trip split because I forgot to get Mambo on my way to the Bone Fortress, and I didn't want to get a unbeatable Fate Gold. It was kind of odd to me that nothing jumps you at the start of this quest, too. I think it's literally the only dragon storyline quest where you don't get jumped by some kind of enemy when the title card appears. The only Tales of game I've played so far is Tales of Rosaria. Probably going to be a while before I play another one, but the next one will be Tales of Arise, the newest Tales game. And after that, I might try some of the older, well-liked Tales games, like Tales of Vesperia and Symphonia. Yeah, Ogre Moch, it's definitely a keeper. Pretty much the only track on this soundtrack that I don't really particularly enjoy is the ranch theme that we got to hear a bit of after catching the V-Stag earlier. One of those tracks, it's not like, I wouldn't really say it's bad, but it gets old pretty quickly after a couple loops. Hey, Berserk now? Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I mean, Tales of Berseria was quite a commitment to get Platinum Trophy in, that's for sure. Oh wow, yeah, I don't even honestly remember. A lot of pure side quests that aren't part of the major storylines that I don't really remember that well. Like most of the stuff having to do with Bud and Lisa. No, we're not going to kill the fluffy dragon. We're just going to prove our strength to her. I mean, this boss fight doesn't really make that much sense in the context of the story, too, because you join up with Vadis the dragon and Sierra the dragoon at this point, but then just out of the blue, hey, come fight us to prove your strength. Yeah, the only Persona game I've played in full is Persona 4. I started Persona 5 Royal Edition last year, but really get that far before getting distracted by FF7 Remake and Trials of Mana HD, and then just never got back to it. You want to finish it eventually, though. Yukiko, I think, was my romance option. Alright, let's not get lost in the underworld this time, please. The aforementioned getting jumped by monsters on the title card. Screen. A lot of just kind of subtle time savings from just having these maps memorized well enough that you know what direction to be holding your analog stick in while the screen is still loading, which I haven't quite gotten there yet. Traditional forgetting to equip spin before this fight. Yeah, we were fighting her just because we were on the wrong side, and now we're on the right side, which is her side. We were basically being used by the Dragon Emperor Draconis to try to revive him. Yeah. One thing I have come to appreciate too is just shorter game commitments for games to like 20-25 hour games to do all the major content. And don't get me wrong, I do like really slow burn games like the Dragon Quest series and stuff like that, but I also do like games that do something really well and then send me on my way without a really long commitment. Yeah, that's something I didn't used to really like doing as far as doing story recaps during speedruns, but the past couple years I've kind of come to appreciate that there's a fairly significant number of people that watch speedruns of RPGs as kind of a way to relive their own playthrough of it without actually sitting down and playing it again for like 20, 40 hours or however much. So especially for like runs that don't have major skips or glitches. Especially if I'm running for a marathon, I'll usually try to do updates on the story if there isn't really anything major going on with the gameplay. Nice. Yeah. I mean, I first learned about kind of using the Zone Seek Magicite to get really powerful magic from watching Japanese FF6 speedruns. It was pretty revolutionary. Especially just given how early you can do it too. You can do it with the Tritok Magicite, but you can't get that until much later in the game. Yeah, I mean, it really shows when you fight Deathbringer, the big skull dragon. Well, the first big skull dragon before Jijara, the main skull dragon boss, and the Ghost of Nemesis. Just how fast Deathbringer's health bar goes down with the Brave Blade. I want to say very early speedruns of Legend of Mana did not do weapon upgrades at all. Just use the starter weapon for the whole run. Really like this music, by the way, too, for the Dragon storyline related cutscenes. Mood so well. I think I'd like to say a lot, though. I just really love how this game's soundtrack uses a musical style called leitmotif, where like characters and story elements have a musical melody associated with them. The soundtracks for Final Fantasy VI and VII are in that same style. No, this is the Brave Blade is the weapon I'm using for the rest of the run. If I was doing the fairy storyline run, I'd be using a fairly different route where I'd actually be buying all of my weapons from shops. Which is much, much better because there's no random drops. The main source of randomness in the fairy storyline run is the boss fights and the other combat. There is a leveling system. Whenever I kill enemies and they drop blue crystals, those are experience points, and then you level up periodically. What level you are isn't quite as significant as what your weapon is in this game, though. Yeah, that was a statue of Popoi, the sprite from Secret of Mana, which are your save points. This is kind of a side game for the Mana series, but it's got a lot of really cool throwbacks to the previous 3 games. Like Popoi being the save points is one of them. In Geo, a town I'm not going to in this run, but to which the Jumi storyline run spends a lot of time in. There's statues of all 6 playable characters from Trials of Mana. The names for a lot of the metals that you forge weapons from are named after like locations from previous Mana games. Like bronze steel is one of them. Bronze I think is the evil empire in Adventures of Mana / Final Fantasy Adventure. It's Laurent Steel, which is a kingdom in Trials of Mana. I think gold is called Visor Gold, and Visor is a town in Trials of Mana. I got to see, have I hit it at all yet? I'm either whiffing or Mambo's canceling my attacks. Yes, the fight doesn't technically end until you've collected all of the drops or they despawn. That's part of the tech for optimizing combat in this game too. Is both kind of just knowing how to collect stuff quickly, but also knowing the rate that they despawn too, because like item bags disappear faster than experience crystals, and I think coins are also faster than experience. So there's some cases where it's actually faster to, instead of picking up an item bag, to just walk towards the screen exit. Yeah, and it can be pretty obnoxious sometimes too on certain maps too, where items can drop behind objects in the foreground so that you can't see them. So then you think you've gotten everything, but you haven't, and you just kind of you're just sitting waiting for something to despawn. So we've killed all 3 mini bosses, and we can now access the final boss of the Dragon storyline. Meter isn't full. Alright, not bad. I don't have a really great perspective on what a good or bad Draconis fight is, but I didn't really miss him that much with my lunges. And only did one special attack, which was one of his faster ones. One ST or less? Okay, yeah. Like most of my fights have been 1 or 2 STs practice. I've come to like doing lunges after he flies too. Just feels a lot easier to hit him that way than to try to run up and do a jump cancel. Hey, Crouching Medium, thank you, thank you. Yeah, this run has honestly had pretty phenomenally good boss luck. Even Aggravator only did one ST, and I hit him with cutting bamboo coming out of it. Two main sore spots so far were getting kicked out of Aggravator's dungeon by being an idiot and having a really, really bad Brave Blade farm. Yeah, 139 is my PB. It's not a particularly fast time for this category, but I'm still fairly new to it. This is only maybe my, what, 7th run or so? Actually, no, 5th, actually, because I've only done 2 streams. This is my 3rd Dragon stream, I believe. Alright, so we'll be golding here thanks to going on now if this PB's and then the next run after this is not also a PB, it'll be going on YouTube, yeah. I highlight all my PBs on Twitch, but if I get multiple PBs in a session, which is very, very rare, I'll only upload the fastest one to YouTube. Now, Sierra and Lark at least get a happier ending than the fairy storyline characters, who pretty much all die. Pretty much every free enterprise seed that I've played on stream is in my YouTube. I know I have a playlist for it. Record is 129 by Himleamer for this version of the game. I want to say it's 123 for the HD version, which is a bit faster because of the loading time differences. Most people that run this game run the remaster now. I'm doing the original version just because it's more convenient for me to stream retro stuff than HD games. And I also like being able to use save states to practice. Well, this is actually a PlayStation 1 game, so I'm playing it on a PlayStation 2 console with a GB USB 2 capture card. I have to remind myself that I don't need to run up and down to manipulate Niccolo, because I don't have Niccolo in this category. No, I've never speedrun Super Mario RPG. I don't really see myself ever doing that, too. It's a really good game, but the speedrun has a bit too much isometric platforming and required mini-games for my liking. Like, there's a lot of mini-games that are really important for how fast you go, too. Alright, so if anybody not familiar with the run, by the way, too, in order to complete this game, you have to get the Sword of Mana, which unlocks the final area and the final boss. And in order to do that, you need to place 18 artifacts on the overworld and complete one of the 3 major storylines. We've already completed the Dragon storyline, which is why this is called a Dragon storyline run. But we still need to do a couple more things in order to get our 18 artifacts. Yeah, of the 3 storylines, the Dragon storyline is the one that has the least prerequisites in order to access its quests. Totally lost in where I was in my notes. So that fact plus the Dragon storyline quests having the least amount of cutscenes of the 3 is why this is the shortest speedrun category for the game. Like the previous quest, Niccolo's Business Unusual, and then this one are quests that were somewhat over-leveled for at this point, having already finished the Dragon storyline. We're just kind of blitzing through these in order to get some more artifacts. It works out nicely too, just because of the way the what's called land level for the flames, the final Dragon storyline dungeon, gets set to. That gets set when you when you activate it, basically when you start the Crimson Dragon quest, instead of it being based on when you lay down the underworld. Doing it kind of as early as possible translates into the lowest level enemies possible. Yeah, it's a big part of why I wanted to learn to speedrun this game too, is that this game just has a lot of depth that is wholly unnecessary for playing it casually. It's because it's a very, very easy game casually, at least like the combat and stuff. Figuring out some of the more obtuse game mechanics, like the pet system, the weapon crafting, that's not easy at all, but as far as like the combat compared to other action RPGs is very much on the easy side. Like 4 crabs I've stomped. Ideally you get 0. Yeah, I've never actually built a golem in this game yet. Not in any hurry to change that. actually hit. But I was trying to do a spin attack. This is the easy crab room, at least. I don't know if it's because of switching to the lunging arc route or what, but I feel like I've been having much better success with Zero ST Dagger lately. Maybe I've just been getting lucky, though. We were talking earlier about how this game is filled with throwbacks to to the first 3 Mana games, and that's another one. That boss is the first boss of Trials of Mana. If you mean the Tomato Man that's following me around, yeah, that's my pet. For the Dragon storyline, you specifically have to have a pet for the Ghost of Nemesis quest. But the Tomato Man pet, Mambo, does participate in combat too. Surprised I'm losing time, given that I hit a bunch of crabs. And I got lost on the overworld map, too. I'm always happy to answer questions about the game or the run. If I need to focus, I focus. You don't worry. Been doing this for a while. Well, not this game, but just speedrunning RPGs in general. Alright, so that's our 18th artifact, so now we just need to activate the final quest and finish the game. Best starter RPG to get into speedrunning. Well, this one is not bad, just because this is a very beginner-friendly speed game. There's pretty good notes and resources for getting into it, and it's if you follow a guide, you're not really gonna like die or fail the run or anything. Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, I'd say, is another pretty good starter RPG speedrun too, for similar reasons. Yeah, we get to put down the Tower of Lyris, but you only actually go there in a Juni storyline run. Well, I believe we have fully bloomed the mana tree, because I think the size of the mana tree on the overworld is based on your artifact count. Although maybe it doesn't fully bloom until you've finished one of the main storylines, too. But isn't fully bloomed until you're actually capable of ending the game. Do I consider on 100%? Not really. You mean 100% in this game? Probably not. The closest thing this game has to 100% category is all events, which is like a 6.5 hour run. The longest run of this game that I'd consider doing is called All Storylines, which is doing all 3 main storylines, which is about a 3.5, 4 hour run. Hey, Lady Laura, come in. Thanks for the luck. I don't think the all events category requires talking to the cactus, because you can track your completed events just in the menu. If you look at your like library and get in your menu. Thanks, Broatmeal. Thanks, Dankbucks. Thanks, Poke. Appreciate it. Oh, there is a cactus %? Somehow that doesn't surprise me. Given how cute and adorable the cactus is. I would assume the goal of cactus % is just to completely fill the cactus diary. Surprised this is a gold. That didn't really feel like amazing or anything. Oh yeah, true. If you're on the remaster, yeah. If you go for platinum trophy, you have to get all the cactus diaries. But yeah, if you did plat % on the remaster, then yes, you would have to do cactus % along with it. Along with lots and lots and lots of Animal Crossing and stuff, or like Farmville or whatever you want to call all of the like fruit you have to grow and stuff. All right, so we've got a very, very important thing now, which is to set up a minor graphical glitch for the ending called "Saying Bye to Mambo." For whatever reason, seemingly if you open the menu when you're on the screen and have a pet, then your pet will be on the screen in the ending too. I haven't played with it enough to know if all it takes to activate that glitch is just to open the menu at all, or if you have to open the menu like immediately after getting on the screen before it finishes fading the camera in or something. Yeah, I really wish that wasn't a thing, that the cactus can only write one entry at once, and if you don't immediately go home after every quest, you lose entries. I really wish that was not a thing. It's kind of obnoxious, even casually. How's the RNG works here? If you mean like is there a way to manipulate RNG? No. I'm assuming the RNG is just based on a frame counter, so there isn't really any way to manipulate it in real time. If you mean like how much RNG is there in the run, there's a fair bit. In this category, there's some weapon drops that I have to farm that are both 1 out of 8 chances. Some of the bosses can do special attacks randomly that make them invincible. Waste time. Okay, yeah. That's usually how it goes for PS1 games, at least. At least for kind of what I'd consider true RNG, like oh no. Like Final Fantasy 6 and 7 have step manipulation that can be done for manipulating encounters, but what actually happens inside battles not manipulatable in real time. And that's honestly fine by me, just because not really the biggest fan of RPG runs that are like that are basically like executing a tool-assisted speedrun in real time. You're able to just, or it's more like following a script. I think those are cool runs in their own right too. I just personally don't enjoy them quite as much as runs that require more reactive stuff. I've never actually seen a TAS of this game, too. I have to check that out. Knowing how that tree spins you around if it hits you. I'm just I'm just playing it because I want to. I'm not planning to submit it to any marathons anytime soon or anything. If an opportunity presents itself down the road, maybe, but right now at least this is just something I want to do for fun. Ah, okay. Yeah, I've just PlayStation 1 RPGs don't really seem to attract TASers quite as much as older stuff. Like when I ran Parasite Eve long ago, I got a lot of my routing from a Japanese tool-assisted speedrun. I don't think a Westerner has ever speedrun it. Should be a PB unless I die to the Mana Goddess or something. Probably looking at a 137. My kind of soft goal right now for this category is 135, roughly. Nice. 137.46. Thanks to the GGs, everybody. Hey, Wells. Evening, sir. Yeah, I do find the final boss of this game pretty underwhelming, not even compared to like other similar games, but just compared to other boss fights in this game too, like the dragons that we fought, or the dragon storyline quests, where all these kind of ginormous detailed sprites, and then the mana goddess, the final boss, is just a tree lady that's about the same size as you are. The whole ending to the game feels a little rushed to me. Like, there really could be a second phase, I think. But, hey, Faizu, evening, sir. Or morning, I should say. But yeah, don't touch that dial. We're gonna, watch the ending, and then we're gonna do it again. So let's see here. So yeah, I got a pretty nice gold split on the Fallen Emperor because of both getting a first try Levantine drop and having a no special attack Hitodama boss fight. That's certainly not an unbeatable gold, but it's going to be tough to beat. And then yeah, the Guardian of Winds is the worst split in this PB. I was a moron and forgot which screen I was on and ran into the Windcaller statue and got kicked out of the dungeon, which, I don't know, probably cost me like somewhere between a minute and a half. Just get my field trip split because I forgot to get Mambo on my way to the Bone Dungeon. Most of the bosses in the run were pretty cooperative. Even Acrovator was pretty cooperative. He only did one special attack, and I was able to hit him with my own special attack coming out of it too. Probably my slowest boss fight was Bidis and Sierra. This game does have a really nice HD remaster, although I'm actually playing the original PlayStation 1 version, just because it's more convenient for me to stream games like this. Maybe someday I'll figure out a setup for being able to do speedruns on the remaster. I think I mostly lost time on the mana tree just from the fights on the tree. Felt like a decent mana goddess fight other than getting hit by her special attack. I really wish there were subtitles for this song in either the original game or the remaster too, just because it's got some very appropriate lyrics about being reborn. But unless you can speak Swedish, you did look at a translation. If there is a remake of FF Tactics, I hope it's based on the War of the Lions version instead of the original version. Oh, nice. Well, you can enjoy the actually understanding this gorgeous song then. I want to say the reason why it's in Swedish is because Yoko Shimomura, the woman that did the soundtrack, had a specific Swedish singer in mind to sing the credits song, and then wrote the song in Swedish as a result. Yoko Shimomura was on fire at this point in her career too. She did this game, Parasite Eve, and Kingdom Hearts all within about a 4 to 5 year span. Yeah, and she did Mario RPG a couple years before this too. What's the longest game I've speedrun? Final Fantasy IX. My PB at that is 9 hours and 21 minutes. Yeah, she did Mario RPG, and then she also did the Mario and Luigi RPG series too. Which I believe has come to an end, unfortunately, but some nice games in that series. Like Mario and Luigi's Superstar Saga is my favorite of the ones I've played personally. Yeah, good call. I mean, the FF9 definitely benefits from higher resolution as far as the sprite work and stuff. Being able to actually appreciate the finer details, especially with kind of the cartoonish art style that game goes for. Yeah, runs that long I think are I think my time doing runs that long is over. Maybe once in a while for special occasions or something, but I've really come to prefer shorter RPGs for speedrunning, where I don't have to commit an entire day to doing a run. Well, it's very similar as far as like the combat is based on like timing, because like pretty much every Mario and Luigi game you could theoretically play the entire game without taking any damage at all from enemies if you're good at dodging their attacks. No, that's much easier said than done, but it is possible. And kind of a change that they made after the original Mario RPG 2 is just making like the special attacks that you and enemies can do a lot more kind of silly, like just Mario-like instead of Final Fantasy-like. Like in the original Mario RPG, a lot of bosses have special attacks where they like just throw fireballs, like fill the screen with fireballs or make you get struck by lightning or something. But in Mario and Luigi's Superstar Saga, it's a lot kind of more like a Mario game, if that makes sense. And a lot of it's kind of designed too, with you being able to like jump to dodge stuff. I actually enjoyed the Secret of Mana remake, although I enjoyed the Trials of Mana remake a lot more. Just comparing the Secret of Mana remake to the original game on Super Nintendo, I felt like it was a mostly an improvement, but I mean, there were a lot of things I thought could have been better. They also kind of split Mario RPGs off between Mario and Luigi and Paper Mario. Alright, so now we get to say hi and bye to Mambo. Hi, Mambo. And just opening the menu when you're on this screen, when you start the final quest, will cause Mambo to make a little cameo here. 48 game time.